Okay, good morning, everybody. It's 7:30 Eastern Time. It's 1:30 in Amsterdam. Sun is shining here now. Turned out to be a beautiful day after all. So I promised that we would look at the watch list again. So I'm just going to do that for now. These are the first 10 minutes and then look at what happened in other pre-market action. So that's what I'm doing now. And then after that, we might answer some technical questions. So if you have any technical questions, then please be sure to check in. Okay, let's look at hope. This is what we're looking for, and hope is something like this, a break of this 1391 line. And we're still waiting for that. Something like this might happen. If it does not do that, something like this might happen if it does do that. So that's hope. Mara trying to break this 1377 level, did not do that, tries to right now. So this is now pre-market high break is just making new efforts here, as you can see. So be sure that you adjust this line before you go and trade here. Otherwise, you are in trouble. There we go. Just breaks through it while we're speaking. Breaks through that line while we're speaking, and now your next target should be here somewhere. So if you want to do the pre-market high break, which was this one, and it nicely aligned with this high here, did not quite, but now there is a lot of bullish signs here for you. So Mara breaking here, and you need to find a new pre-market high before markets open. CGBID. That's not IG, CGBD. Just try to break out above this level for the first time now here. Just set here and above it, and I'll set here again. Still gonna call these levels, and these levels are still the same. They are 1255 for 1348, 1388 cents. Una donna. Cents una donna. No. This is what you want to see. Broke out above this line here. So if you want to do the pre-market break, then now this is the thing that you are looking for, I think, in order to play this one to the upside. So for cents, that might just make a lot of sense, really. This is a XGN. So this is happening here right now, and this is the pattern that you want to like to see. So this 1444 that we established to be some kind of a level here on the upside, so resistance. It precisely hit that one. On a kisser, Joel Elconin would have said. So now it's just cannot hold these lines here. So what you want is a reversal here to this point and then trade it back up. So this 4044, definitely a big level. If it breaks that, then you're in for retreats. At least that's what I'm thinking. Good morning, Bruce. Good to see you here. I'm just going through that list here. We are with a few people always on this small channel, but I really want to do this for you, and it's all free. I'm not making any money, obviously, because I will have no subscribers at all here. So I'm just doing this as an extra. So if you want to put in a ticker, be my guest. So the levels for SKL set are still the same, 1679, ish, and then this 1136 ish might also be something that you want to watch, still want to watch. MIRRM is something, this, if this line breaks, still is the same, of course. No, not of course. Try to get there during pre-market, as you can see. Did it? Did it? Yeah, it did. On no volume whatsoever. So this seems like a big deal, but it's not. It's a low floater, so it can move suddenly to one direction or the other. So just it's on my watch list. Why not? I'm gonna set an alert here for this trend line because well, maybe we've got something on our hands here. Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow or the day after that. For XOM, we need something like this. It's holding these levels 53.30 and then here to the upside 54.34. Cisco, not doing anything significant, I would say. If this is double top, then short it, and if it's not, then you might want to play this one to the long sides. Is it a... No, it's not an all-time high, because shorting a stock at all-time highs is always a little bit difficult, I think, because it's strong then. Wells Fargo is just hanging out there, nothing going on whatsoever right now. So 64.46, 94, so 47-ish, and 48.16 are the levels here for WFC. Nothing happened, nothing changed since this morning. This small one did not do anything, so you need something like this for these small stocks in order to, you want to play this on strength. At least I would. And then ABEV does not want to go there. See, does not want to go there. So this 50 moving average that's lying here is making all kinds of trouble for this stock to go over there. So if it cannot do that, you might want to short it. I don't know if it's available. You have to check with your broker. Small ones are not always shortable. So that was the watch list from this morning. That we did it now in 10 minutes. We took a whole hour this morning. We said this is a nice update. Let's look at what's happening now in pre-markets. Did not look for it myself. Had some other stuff to do. Preparing something for tomorrow. So tomorrow there is no early bird show because I'm doing something else. Let's watch. This is typical movement of any small stock that pops in the morning. And I know of some people, I don't know them but personally, but I know of some people that really play these pops. So this is 30 cents pop. So if you get 25 cents here and the volume here is, well, good enough, to say the least. Then you can just buy 1,000 shares and you're making $250 before anybody else wakes up. If you're into that kind of stuff, I'm not, but I know that a lot of people do. And then, of course, if it's available, you can just short it all the way to the downside because this is not looking good for Cassie. Okay, there's an acquisition. But this will be just a flat line the rest of the day, something like this around this level here. I didn't check it, but I think it is. This one is also volatile, so I have to be, yeah, look at this. 2.6 million float, so that's just scary. If you want to trade something like this, then be very sure that you know what you're doing, because it's a dangerous thing, I think. Hey, Walt, good morning. So same pattern as we saw earlier, all the way up, and then something like this happens here. Well, it happens. So these are all the small ones moving right now. It's just got up here at 7:31. That's okay. FIFA Therapeutics, I have to say. I'm not sure what this is, what's going on here. Some kind of news, and with these medical devices stocks, it just can be something that pops on news that's relative, well, it's relatively unimportant, but look at this, 394 all the way up to 528 in 5 minutes. Wants to break again here. Well, it's a recent IPO, 693. The low on its opening day, and the high was 14. So might get interested in this one. Now I'm just giving into FOMO if I'm going to play something like this here. It wants to go, and there it goes. I think it's going to break a new high, or this is going to double top there. So we have two possibilities now. And more possibilities. It's going to break. There it is. Is the false breakouts? Might be. So now this would normally, at the moment, I'm not in this. So this is giving into FOMO, I think. So, but you will see this one will go all the way up to 15 today. So if you can spare $100, then maybe you want to get in there. And if you're losing it, then you're losing it. And if you're triple it, then you have $300. That's the kind of play that I'm used to make on these. So just fun to see what's happening if you go in at this point, which is strictly speaking FOMO. It's overextended at the 5 minutes. That's what you can see right here. We talked about this earlier on other shows of Boss Trading. I think we did we? Oh yeah, but I'm just day trading these always, so I'm not holding anything. So you can always play these. So this is now just say that there are no levels, recognizable levels here, then it's getting there, and now you have regrets that you didn't get in here, and but you say, okay, I'm not getting in here right now because, well, and don't want to give in to FOMO, and it's going to be here, and then here, and then here, and then finally you're going to get in here, and then you say, okay, now it's going down. So very difficult to trade something like this. Only 18 million. So one of the big guys steps in, and at 8 o'clock, a lot of other trading platforms open. So people who will see this will give it another sprint to the top, or people who are in here at this point will sell it, and then it will plummet. So but it wants to go, really wants to go. And the only thing that you have here is this opening. Yeah, it's not the only thing, of course, but it can get back to its opening price. So they valued it once at some kind of $7.07. That could easily be the target right now. Since it's such a young stock, they valued it once here at let's say 704-ish. And then they played it all the way to the upside, and then they thought, okay, well, it's not worth double the 707, so it's going to be worth around 7. So fell down, then another speculation play here, and then it hovered for a long time around at 7. Then some news here, I think, to the upsides. We're looking at the daily right now, and then from that point on, it's just with no big news, just really slowly going down. And this is obviously some kind of news affair here. I didn't even look what it was, so I'm going to just take a look now. FDA grants market clearance to Vivas Therapeutics. That's it. So it's either some kind of there's always some news that will spike up, and you don't know where it will go. So this now looks like a fake breakout, like we said. So workout on a 5-minute just above the 560, and now does not want to go any further. You might want to play the VWAP play now here. The VWAP bounce, I have to say. VWAP bounce. And I said I would tell a little bit about the VWAP bounce this morning while we were doing our early bird show. So I'm gonna erase this one. So when you do a VWAP bounce, then let's say that this is your VWAP green. Now, normally it's brown, of course. Should I do that in brown? Yeah, I should. So this VWAP. And it's VWAP to the downside. You can just do something like this, just while you're playing a normal level, just putting your limit order just above at 539, for example, if this is VWAP. And then if it bounces back, then you're in at 539. And you really have to be sure that you are out again if it's under VWAP by any margin. So at least 10 cents, not more than that. So 529 should be your stop loss then here. So make this red. This should be your stop loss. So it almost made it VWAP bounce, as you can see. So this can be your limit order at 539, and then your stop loss is at 529. Just 10 cents under it, because it's if it's under VWAP, then a lot of people will short it because it did not hold VWAP. So a lot of people watching VWAP. And if this is 10 cents, then you want to play this 539, 30 cents above. So 569 would be the play then. So this would be your exit. So sometimes you know that your exit is somewhere here because it's a level. And in this case, it's VWAP. Make a 10 cent move to the downside. If it's a bigger stock, you can do 25 cents or 50 cents. That's just some experience that you gotta have. But in this case, 10 cents looks very nice because this is the deal here. You're making now a 10 cent bet. So you're putting 10 cents on the table in order to make 30 cents. So that's a 1, 2, 3 every time. And you know that I'm trading these kinds of this is what I'm aiming for every time. So 1, 2, 3 would be my risk ratio. And you know that I'm also trading with an RU that's always the same. Might differ some days, but because if it's a slow market and I don't want to risk a lot. So for example, 2% of your total portfolio. Oh, that's very small now. So your risk unit can be, let's say, $100. Why not? If your risk unit is $100, then you're risking here $100 in order to make $300 here. That's what you want to do. And in my case, this risk unit is I'm always thinking in risk units. So I know that the risk unit stands for dollars. In my case, a little bit more than that $100, it stands for dollars. I'm looking at risk units. So I want to risk one risk unit in order to make 3 always. So, and why do I want to make 3? Well, for example, we looked at ABEF this morning, and ABEF did not get to the target that we hoped that it would get to. And now I'm having it's a little bit difficult to believe that this one will still go all the way up. So this is now, it's trying to hold this green line here, which is the 9 EMA. I'm in here at 539, and there we are. Boom. Bam, I'm out. Normally, I'm not in this one, but normally I would have been out. So this is just real nice fake VWAP play. So we drew this VWAP here, it bounced, getting just above VWAP. Well, it's now all over the place because it does not synchronize with my drawings. Now it really takes off. Oh, it's already gone. So normally, what would happen normally that I would have taken it off here at 569, and I would have made my profit, and that's it. And if it then just keeps on going, then it's my loss, more or less. Hello, goedemiddag. Yeah, Bruce, I just saw that. Nice. So, what happens if you're working with targets like I'm doing? So, in at 539, then out at 569. It's my 1, 2, 3 here. And if you have a $100 risk, then you would have made just nice $300 here. And that's what you want on every trade. But when it goes like this, when it just plunges through the targets, not plunges, when it's really breaks that target, like with the volume that it did here, just before 8 o'clock, then what you also can do is just take 75% out here and now just let the rest run. Why not? And what you can do then is that you just take out 75% here at this green line. And now it's free market, so you cannot put in a stop loss because you have to do that manually. But if, let's say, the market was open, then what you can do is just let this 25% run. And then there are two ways of doing it. You can just put up your stop loss just also here at 569. So it falls down there again, and these are just ugly wicks because it's 8 o'clock. So you can just put your stop loss in at 569 also, but you can just want to move this up to this 9 EMA here on 1 minute. Then you're maybe just a little bit too close because it's, well, it dips quite often just through that 9 EMA. You don't want to make any losses on this, so you don't want to put it under the 539, but when you look at the 5 now, so this is how I manage my trades also in the 5 minutes, so it's not overextended. So this 9 EMA here is on the 5 minute here. This is the 5 minute chart, and my 5 minute time frame is at 540. That's the price that we were in, and now it's at 620. So that's overextended by far. So you don't want to put in your stop loss here because it falls all the way down and you're still losing all that money. So I wouldn't do that. So I would at least just sit this 100 break even points and then just wait what this one would do. It's a low floater, so it just can fall all the way down back to this 569. We said that this 709 was a target here, so you can decide that you just want to keep moving up your stop loss here now well below this green line of the 9 EMA at 589-ish. So if it falls, then you still have 25% times 539 times 589. That's still quite a nice win. So you can just try to play with this stop loss if you think that this is, if you're not getting nervous, or if you're getting nervous, then you really are close to the ball here and say, okay, I'm going to get out at 613 here. That's also something that you can do. If this next candle makes a new low here, then I'm out. That's something that you can do. Why not? So that's how you can manage your trades after you made a big win. So, but you're playing with a big money now because you already took 75% of 300. Some stocks to talk about. Yeah, why not? That's what you can do. Okay. You. not doing now anything right now. I think few, no volume. You want to see a follow-up of this, so that it's a small stock period. There's a lot of resistance here. These green lines, green, yellow, and blue. Green is at 463, so that's enough room, and then 533. So what you want to do here is buy this in strength, because here to the downside there is no level that you can lean on, so you need to buy this on strength. So break above this one. There's no volume whatsoever right now, so this is saying this is a lot of nothingness now. I don't want to play reversal long on this one. I want to play this into strength as a secondary runner. So anything above 445-ish should be okay if the volume is okay. SRAM. Cannot find that ticker, SRAM. So maybe you spelled it wrong, or I am. Oh yeah, you're in a lot of trouble here to the long sides. Because, well, we talked about this morning, earlier this morning, falling all the way down here, and this is now just sitting here and building on this level, and this is 1, 2, 3.5, 4.5, 5-ish, five times that it wants to break the $7 mark. And if it did so after this one, if this would be a double bottom on 7, and then it makes newer highs and newer higher highs and new higher lows, then you're okay. But now it just sits here, and the chances of this one falling through this level are bigger than the chances that it will bounce. So this is more likely to happen than this, which will not say that it cannot happen, but if you really want to play it, then you have to play it 100 times for yourself, I think. But my experience, at least, let me then tell you that, is that 80% of the times it now breaks through the $7 mark, and you're gone. And this is 20% of the times that it just finds something here and then finally goes up. SRAM. Nothing on SRAM yet. Sorry about SRAM, I don't know what it is. Sorrento. Sorrento Therapeutics. sRNA, yes, we know that one. Look at this. This looks like a nice string instrument. Yeah, well, it needs a good day in order to want to day trade this. So something like this here. This is a 60-cent move on an $8 stock. That's great. And this is $1.30 move on a. So that's something that you want to see. If you're day trading this to the upside, then there is a lot of resistance here. So this is clustering of 9, 20, and 50 EMAs, and the 200 is even above that. So it's just, if you see something like this, then it's just like the waves are getting smaller and smaller for this one. This does not look positive on this side. And sometimes you just have to try something, see if it makes any sense. So if you look at this like like a wave pattern, then small wave, big wave, smaller wave, smaller wave, smaller wave. So every time it wants to get up there, it's just not the big wave that it used to have. Remember, you could see that on the strings that we just I remember that we played it here in this area here. You need a lot of volume. And you need to discover the pattern here. So as here, if you want to be long in this one, it really needs to be above its 200 SME. So it would be the only chance for me to get into this one. So 874, it's right now. So I'm gonna set my alert here. 874 for SRNE. Okay, that's all I can do for today. So 40 minutes of stock talk, a little bit about freeware play. We had to talk about price action also, but did not do that. And well, maybe some other time. Got some work to finish now, so not be in here tomorrow for the early bird show. Maybe you already heard that, but if you didn't, then you know now. I'll be back on Wednesday, 4 a.m. Eastern time. Thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you all back on Wednesday.